marijuana has been a major topic of debate. It is a very controversial topic, and I believe it's all that more interesting because it's so controversial. As many of you know, some states in the United States, mainly Washington and Colorado, have legalized marijuana for recreational use, and more likely to follow. I believe that this shouldn't happen, and I hope to express why through my presentation. I'd like to start with the effects of marijuana. First off, the physiological effects. In case you don't know what physiology is, it's the study of normal functions of living organisms, which is basically the study of normal. So how marijuana changes normal is, if consumed, it can cause rapid heart rate, increased blood pressure, increased rate of breathing, red eyes, dry mouth, increased appetite, and slowed reaction time. For the psychological effects, which deal with the brain and the brain functions, marijuana can cause a distorted sense of time, paranoia, random thinking, short-term memory loss, anxiety, and depression. But a major effect that is highly debated, which I have yet to mention, is whether or not marijuana is addictive. According to WebMD.com, yes, it is addictive, at least psychologically. They said that about 1 in 12 pot smokers feel withdrawal symptoms, but they can't get high when they want to. Some of these withdrawal symptoms include aggression, anxiety, depressed mood, and lack of appetite. A lot of people want to know whether or not marijuana is a gateway drug. And it turns out there's actually no evidence to support this theory, and that marijuana does not actually cause somebody to do other drugs. However, it is true that people who smoke marijuana are more likely to use other harder drugs compared to people who do not smoke marijuana. And I believe this is true because I think marijuana, it shows people what drugs are, and some people choose to advance in that and try harder things. But marijuana isn't all bad. There are a lot of medical benefits associated with it. Marijuana has been proven to relieve symptoms and treat conditions such as cancer, Tourette syndrome, seizures, migraines, glaucoma, multiple sclerosis, ADHD, and Alzheimer's. A lot of people speculate what would happen if marijuana was legal. And a lot of people have a bunch of different arguments as to why or why not it should or should not be legal. So NPR actually did a hypothetical scenario to where marijuana was legal, and they asked a bunch of experts in various fields that would deal with marijuana if it were legal, what they think the outcome would be. I found this very interesting because it covered a lot of major points of argument for and against marijuana. And the scenario that they created was that marijuana has been legal in the United States for 2 years. It's treated similar to alcohol. It's taxed and regulated. Users must be 21 or older to use or buy it, and it can be bought at licensed dispensaries. So first I'd like to talk about what they believe the drug cartels how they would react to this. According to Robert Almonte, who worked narcotics for 25 years in El Paso Police Department, he says that the cartels are just overall bad people and won't divert from a life of crime just because drugs are legal now. He says that they would improvise and could do things such as sell marijuana for cheaper than in the US market and make it more potent. On top of that, they would still sell cocaine, meth, and heroin for very high profits, and could also diversify their type of crime to include kidnapping and human trafficking more than they already do. An area that would benefit from the legalization of marijuana would be the court system and the legal system. According to Gary Goldstein, who is a criminal defense lawyer, he says that from 2006 to 2008, 45% of all drug arrests were marijuana offenses. That is an extremely high number for just marijuana alone. If marijuana were legalized, it would definitely reduce the amount of drug offenses and arrests, and it would also result in cleaner records for America's youth, as they now have one less thing to get in trouble Also, according to NPR, they said that legalizing marijuana would not solve the government's money problems. According to Jeffrey Myron, who is a Harvard economist that is an expert in economics of the marijuana market, he says that the United States would pull in about $20 billion a year if marijuana were legalized. Compared to the $3 trillion a year that the United States spend, it wouldn't put much of a dent in the U.S. debt or our money problems. So, I do not believe that marijuana should be legal for recreational use. It has very good medicinal benefits, and I do believe that the laws for it are way too strict. But as far as just plain out legalization for just using it willy-nilly, I think the cons outweigh the pros.